Welcome to Ancient Stoic Secrets channel. She's still watching you, not with love, not with longing, but with silence. She lingers in the shadows of your digital life, checking your stories, rewatching old photos, maybe even listening to your voice in her head, and yet not a single word. Nothing. Most men think this silence means she's over it, that she's moved on. But if that were true, why is she still watching? On this channel, Ancient Stoic Secrets, we don't chase shadows, we break illusions. And the truth is, her silence isn't closure, it's control. It's the quiet power game no one talks about. So if you've ever been ghosted, erased, or left wondering, this message might just shift everything. Stay with me, because silence isn't what you think it is. 1. She's watching, but it's not love. She's watching, but not because she wants to fix anything, not because she's ready to apologize. She checks your stories like clockwork, scrolls through your photos in silence. But here's the catch. It's not love. It's leverage. She's watching to make sure she still lives rent-free in your mind, that you're still haunted, still wondering. Have you ever seen a like from her pop up randomly, and it throws off your whole day? That's not accidental. That's emotional bait. She won't reach out. She won't text. But she needs to know you haven't let go. And the moment you respond, you confirm her control. Ask yourself, are you really healing, or are you still performing for an audience that left the room? 2. She's not gone. She's gathering data. She didn't disappear. She repositioned. Quietly, strategically. You think silence means she's done. But she's still collecting emotional data. Every smile you post, every glimpse of a new woman in the background, she sees it. Maybe she zooms in on your stories late at night, reads every caption twice, not to reconnect, but to measure her emotional footprint. She's not missing you. She's monitoring you. Like an ex-CEO stalking the company she no longer runs. That photo of you laughing, she'll study it. That new girl you hugged at a party, she'll find her profile, but instead of texting, she posts a photo that says, "I'm fine," while hoping you're still looking. Question is, what does it cost you to still be under surveillance? 3. Control, not connection. She's not afraid of losing you. She's afraid of losing her grip on you. There's a difference. If she truly feared losing you, she'd reach out. She'd pick up the phone, fight through pride, and speak. But she doesn't. Because the silence gives her control, and that control keeps you guessing. Have you ever been stuck refreshing her feed, wondering if a vague post is about you? That's not connection. That's manipulation. As long as you react, you stay in orbit. You give her leverage, even after she left. But when you go silent, truly silent, you break the cycle. The power flips. And for someone who's used to being chased, uncertainty is the one thing she can't handle. 4. She leaves emotionally. First, most men think breakups are loud. One dramatic fight, one slammed door. But many women exit quietly. Emotionally first, physically later. By the time she actually leaves, she's been gone inside for weeks, maybe months. She stopped caring gradually. She started withholding affection, delaying replies, pulling back piece by piece. You didn't notice. Or maybe you did but explained it away. Then suddenly she's gone, cold, decisive, and you're stunned. But for her, this was planned. She was just waiting for a reason that made her feel justified. This is why so many men feel blindsided. You were living in yesterday's version of the relationship. She was already preparing for the silence. 5. Emotional traps are set in silence. Ever seen her post a carefully staged photo with another guy, or a caption that sounds oddly directed at you? That's not coincidence. That's bait. Emotional bait. Women who operate from control don't text, "I miss you." They create moments designed to pull you in without saying a word. It could be a nostalgic song lyric, a filtered smile, or a "life is good now" post. And if you react with a like, a comment, or even a DM, she wins. She knows you're still emotionally hooked. But when you see through it, when you stay still, her tactics unravel. The silence that once controlled you starts controlling her instead. Because the game only works if you play. 6. Mystery trumps certainty. Here's a brutal truth. The man who's fully figured out becomes forgettable. Predictability kills attraction. It's not fair, but it's real. She doesn't obsess over the man who always texts good morning, who replies instantly, who reassures endlessly. She obsesses over the man who is grounded, calm, hard to read. Not distant, just disciplined. A mountain, not a puddle. The man who doesn't hand over his emotions like a gift basket. Have you ever wondered why the men she couldn't figure out linger longest in her memory? Because the unknown invites imagination. The mystery keeps her engaged. So if you think being available will win her over, think again. Certainty comforts, but mystery captivates. 7. Why she goes back to the toxic guy. You've seen it happen. A good woman leaves the kind, patient man and runs back to the one who caused chaos. Why? Because emotional unpredictability creates obsession. The toxic guy gave her just enough attention to stay, then withdrew it just enough to keep her chasing. The highs were high, the lows were confusing, and confusion became addictive. It's not about love. It's about the emotional reward loop. You don't need to copy that. But you do need to stop being overly available. Be stable, but not submissive. Be kind, but not constant. Let her feel your absence just as much as your presence, because what we earn, we value, and what we chase, we remember. 8. Real detachment can't be faked. There's a difference between being quiet and being detached. She can smell the difference. If you're silent, but secretly checking her profile, hoping she reaches out, she knows. Women have a sixth sense for emotional performance, and once she senses your silence is fake, she keeps the upper hand. Real detachment means no checking, no waiting, no emotional loops. It's not cold, it's clear. Have you ever tried to fake moving on, only to spiral the moment she posted something triggering? That's not detachment, that's theater. And she's not fooled. The real shift happens when you let go not to provoke a reaction, but because you've remembered who you are without her. 9. Your silence speaks louder than any message. You don't need to explain. You don't need to write a heartfelt text or justify your stillness. Silence, when done from a place of inner peace, says everything. She expected you to beg, to reach out, to break the silence just to get closure. But when you don't, when you simply disappear with dignity, you leave her confused in a way no message ever could. Because now the mirror turns. She sees herself, not your words, not your pain, just her own decision reflected back at her. And that confusion? It hurts more than any goodbye. It lingers longer than any argument. Stillness is a language, and when used with strength, it's louder than 1,000 pleas. 10. She thought you'd wait forever. She never thought you'd actually let go. She thought your attention was permanent, that you'd wait, quietly, patiently, like emotional furniture she could come back to any time. And maybe you did for a while, but when you stopped, really stopped, she felt it. The panic didn't come from love. It came from losing control, from realizing that the power dynamic shifted, and suddenly, the man she assumed would always be there wasn't. That's when regret creeps in. Not always because she wants you back, but because she never imagined you'd evolve beyond needing her validation. And once she feels that shift, you become the man she can no longer reach. 11th. Self-respect is the real closure. Closure doesn't come from her apology. It doesn't come from getting the last word. It comes from self-respect. When you stop analyzing mixed signals, stop replaying old conversations, stop needing her to see your worth, that's when healing begins. Have you ever begged someone for closure and felt worse after getting it? That's because no one can give you peace. You build it, piece by piece. The moment you choose silence not out of anger but from clarity, you win. You stop being a character in her story and return to the author of your own. And that's a chapter she'll reread long after you're gone. 12. You are the prize. Act like it. You were never supposed to chase someone who let you go. That was never your path. You are the prize, not an option, not a placeholder. A woman who truly values you will not sit silently watching. She will show up. She will speak. She will fight. And if she doesn't, that's your answer. Let her stay silent. Let her assume she can return anytime. You evolve. You build legacy. Because when a man knows his worth, he doesn't ask to be chosen. He chooses himself. And when you live with that kind of quiet power, even the ones who left will feel it long after they're gone. If she truly wanted to be part of your life, she wouldn't be hiding behind silence. She wouldn't be watching from the shadows, waiting for a sign. She'd be here, fully, clearly, and completely. So let her stay quiet. You stay grounded. Let her play mind games. You build a life she'll never have access to again. Because silence isn't your punishment. It's your protection. It's the boundary that tells the world, I value my peace more than attention. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, don't just feel it, live it. Hit that like button. Comment below, I control my emotions, not her. And subscribe to Ancient Stoic Secrets, because you are the prize. Now act like it.